Hi, I'm Mandy. This is my partner, Mike, and we're currently in our 91 Gillig Phantom named Irwin.
We're both originally from Michigan, and I'm from the Detroit suburbs originally. I work in technology for a direct selling company that's based in West Michigan.
I've been a teacher for, 16 years now.
I was able to move overseas for 4 years for work and slowly travel across all of Asia. When I came back home, I realized that there was so much more of this country that we hadn't seen, and so focusing on how to experience my own home in that same way became really important to me, and bus life is a vehicle for us to do that, no pun intended.
When I met Mike, he would keep watching these videos of people on sailboats and living this alternative lifestyle, and I was gravitated towards it because I love that aspect of travel, but also I would just freeze up, and in my head I was like, how am I going to support myself? And that kind of became actually an issue between us, because he took that as well, she's not interested, and almost became a little friction for a bit. And so we started doing exercises write down everything that could go wrong, literally everything. You lose your job, or we can't afford this, all my fears. And he also did the exercise, and then what does that look like from there? He was absolutely a huge support in that. I don't know if I would have been able to go head first without him listening and just being I hear you, let's work through this, and taking the time we needed and all that. So yeah, I'll keep him.
We spent about 16 months on the build. We were working full time, so it was a lot of nights, a lot of weekends, through the Michigan winters, which is not fun. We don't know the exact cost of the bus build yet. I'm kind of afraid to go through the box of receipts that I have to actually see what that number is. My best estimate is $45,000 to $50,000, including everything.
I can say with absolute certainty it was worth it. It wasn't the easiest transition, but there are no regrets at all. The randomness that has brought to our life has definitely taken that 18 months of fear and kind of okay, that was worth it.
When we talk to a lot of people, we hear a lot of, that's great, but I couldn't do that because of this, or I couldn't do that because of that. And what we've seen is there are so many people, different types of people, family, no family, younger, older, that are doing this lifestyle, that all you really need to do is just put together a plan of where do I want to be and what are the things that I need to do to get there. It seems very scary at first, but once you get into it, it's not that bad. So this is a 91 Gillig Phantom school bus. It is 40 feet long, 12.5 feet tall. It's got a Detroit diesel 6V92 engine in it. I think there's probably less than 50 of this bus on the road across the whole US. We were thinking about what to name the bus when we bought it. Mandy thought, because this bus was from Irwindale, California, so she thought, let's call him Irwin, and his name can be Irwindale Gillig. Tires on these buses are very expensive, and we've learned that the hard way, so we're trying to avoid all of the exposure to the sun. So anytime we're parked somewhere for more than a day or two, we put out these tire covers as soon as we park to keep the tires from dry rotting. These are custom built screens that we made for all the windows. We made them from Home Depot. You can get the kits and get all the parts, and they're pretty easy to make. This is our hot water heater, so it's a Furrion propane fueled hot water heater. We've got 125 gallons of fresh water supply, and then we have a 100-gallon gray tank. We built a roof deck on top. It is a 12 feet long by about 7.5 feet wide. I built a custom ladder to go up to the top. I welded it myself. It's got 1,600 watts of solar on the roof, and we have 9.8 kilowatt hours of lithium iron phosphate batteries. One of the huge reasons that we love this bus is it has a ton of storage underneath. There's a lot of space on the side of a 40-foot bus, so we built a wooden table that folds down.
Come on in and come check out Irwin. So this is the front of our bus. One of our favorite parts about this is our reclaimed chairs we got from a salvage yard. We also put these on swivels, and we can kind of have extra seating. So welcome to our living room. We have a 14-year-old blind dog who runs the bus for us. He is head honcho here. So we wanted to make sure that he had different spots within the bus that were comfortable for him. So this is where he sits when we travel. And then when we're in the living room, he's always up here. And then we also have a space for him in the back. The couch is storage, so it does lift up. And then it also pulls out where these two cushions lay flat on it. And we've already used it as a spare sleeping area. We knew when we got on the road, we want to be able to have people here. We actually just had game night not too long ago, and we can fit about 7 people comfortably around this table. The idea of having like a big bulky TV somewhere, we didn't want to take away from any windows or anything like that. So we decided to go big, and we decided to get a 6-foot projector, and it just hangs on some hooks. It was important for us to keep as many windows open as possible. So we designed these curtains. My mom and Mike's mom was a big labor of love. They sewed all of these. They are room darkening on either side with Insulbright in the middle. And I love the leather look. It's one of our favorite looks of the bus. And then right underneath me is one of our 2 skylights. We also have one in the bathroom. At night, looking up at the stars during rainstorms, it's awesome. And we also installed a little blind. We are so happy that we did this. Welcome to the kitchen. So we have butcher blocks for the counters, and we decided to do a backsplash. So we wanted this raise to add a little bit more color. We did toe kick drawers in the bottom, which adds a ton of storage. So these were just a shelf. So we took those out and had pull out, and you can just get to everything so much easier in the back. We have a Furrion oven, but below it we have pots and pans right here. We also added a shelf along with some fruit hanging baskets and hooks and stuff like that. We went with an apartment-sized refrigerator, and it's also bolted to the base of the bus, so this thing is not going anywhere. We have little latches, of course, that we secure it when we're driving so nothing comes out. We have forgotten to do those many of times, and have had some messes on the road.
The bathroom was a big, important part for me. I love taking showers. I wanted to be able to stand up fully. Mandy really wanted to prioritize light in here, so we put in this skylight to give us some extra light. It was important for us to have some space when you get out of the shower to be able to kind of dry yourself off and not feel like you were cramped, so this sink was perfect for us. Mandy did the wallpaper all herself. We have this door here that we built. It's on heavy-duty drawer slides. So then we've got our composting toilet and cabinets that Mandy built. Did a really good job. Extra toilet paper and just kind of bits and bobs there. Up here we've got a custom-made towel rack and some towel hangers here. And then in here we've got just basically all of our personal hygiene type stuff. So this is my workspace. So I built this modular desk that's based off of a French cleat system. So any one of these things I can just lift up and move down to a different rung if I want to. Yeah, I spend a lot of time here, so it's important that this space is functional for me. I do a lot of video calls with my team is global, so I'm talking to people all over the world. I'm up at 5 a.m. on a meeting, so having a ring light really helps me not look like I've just crawled out of bed. So this is our bed. It's a queen size bed. It was important to us to not feel cramped in here. This lifts up for extra storage underneath. You know, 40-foot bus, there's always tons of storage, so we fill it with all kinds of stuff. Specifically lots of board games, because that's something that we're passionate about. We have a spot to hang everything that we need to. That's kind of our laundry bin, and the vacuum lives down there as well. And then we have a couple different drawers that we all share between the 2 of us. You know, it can get cold back here at night, so we have that diesel heater that keeps us warm. And then we have a bed, our dog's other bed. So Phineas is 14 years old, Husky German Shepherd mix. He's recently gone blind. He's not much of a lap dog, but he wants to be wherever you are. When we're up front, he's hanging out in his bed up front, but when we come back here and go to bed, he comes back and sits back here with us. For lights, we wanted to have 2 different kinds of lighting in the back here. We've got a LED system that is controlled with a remote control, and it can go down to very low lights, or it can be relatively bright. And then we have a overhead bright LED, 3.5-inch LED puck lights. So we've got a 12,000 BTU mini split, Pioneer mini split. It provides air conditioning for us and heat. We made it a point to put in 2 max air vent fans. So those are remote controlled. They can push air in and out. So within a matter of a couple minutes, we can kind of change the temperature in here relatively easily. Thanks for checking out our bus. If you want to follow along on our travels, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at The Going Home.
And now it's time for you to head on home.